Google just released a developer version of Android P. But what do you think will happen once they run out of alphabets? Well, there are no major updates in Android P over the audio, but there are some small yet useful features that I have noticed, like better notification, return of the charging sound, and some really awkward looking setting icons. While there is so much to talk about, here are my top 6 Android P features you should know, starting off with the notch. I'm a guy who prefers the top bezel over the notch, but believe it or not, many devices in the future are going to come with notch of some sort, which is why Google has added a native support for the notch in Android P. What it means is, say you have an Essential phone or a Zenfone 5, then it makes sense for the developer to have a custom design UI for your device. And this feature in Android P will help with that. Let's hope this wouldn't mean a Pixel 3 with a notch. Next up, it's the ringer volume. And this is something I was waiting for a long time. The previous version of Android changes the ringer volume by default unless you are playing a music or videos. On Android P, however, when you press the volume buttons, you will see a volume box which controls the media sound and not the ringer. And this makes sense because more people spend time watching videos on YouTube and listening to music over taking phone calls. Number 3, and this is something which will come in handy if you take a lot of screenshots. So taking screenshots in Android P is rather intuitive. To start, just take the screenshot like you would normally do by holding the volume down and power button. In fact, in Android P, you don't even have to do that. You can just take a screenshot by pressing and holding the power button and then tap on the screenshot option. Once you have taken the screenshot, you will see a new button on the heads up style notification that says Edit. Tap on it and you will immediately be taken to a menu where you can edit the screenshots. For now, you can add filters and pretty much crop the screenshot, but I would love to see a native option to add arrows and blur information in future. 4th, and it's a great refinement for your video watching experience. So like most of you, I like to keep my phone on portrait mode. But there are few instances when I prefer landscape mode, like when I'm viewing a picture or a video. Until now, I had to toggle auto rotate on my screen to watch a video on a Chrome browser. But in Android P, a small notification icon will automatically show up in the navigation bar, offering you to change the orientation to landscape. And guess what? This also works the other way around when you flip the screen to portrait mode. How cool is that? Next worthy callout is the adaptive brightness, which has always been a part of Android for a long time. Basically, it measures the amount of light in the environment and changes the brightness of your screen accordingly. In Android P, the changes in brightness is extremely subtle. You won't even notice it unless you cover the ambient light sensor with your fingers just to see the slider moving. And finally, my favorite feature in Android P, permissions. So you might have heard about the theories where Facebook is listening to your conversation while you are not even using it. And then based on that conversation, it displays ad. For example, some people have reported seeing engagement advertisement just after they propose their significant other. In fact, even Uber used to track user location after the ride was over. Thankfully, with Android P, the idle applications can no longer track your microphone, camera, or any other device sensor. Application running in the background will get an error as soon as they try to access your sensor. While there is no way to tell if the companies really listen to your conversation, but with this feature, you will definitely get a peace of mind. While there are many features like the notch, the screenshot editor, and the magnifier tool that are inspired from iOS, anything that improves the functionality is always welcome. Doesn't matter where it comes from. Look at Snapchat and Instagram. Anyway, let me know what you think about Android P and what it should be called. Like always, it's Minal signing off and thanks for watching.